Lithuania will eventually take delivery of its very first UH-60M Black Hawk helicopters. The choppers were supposed to begin arriving in 2024, but, well, as seems to happen quite often, delays pushed the timeline back. Now, first delivery is expected to be at the end of 2025. So for today's video, let's take a look at the deal Lithuania made with the United States and what we can expect these helicopters to be doing in the Lithuanian Air Force. So the deal for the 4 helicopters was signed on November 13, 2020, but was approved by the American government a few months prior. Lithuania's decision to select the Black Hawk reportedly came as early as 2019. This earlier reporting said that the deal was for 6, but it looks like the other 2 have been changed to options, meaning that if Lithuania changes its mind and wants to get more than 4 helicopters, it can easily exercise those options for the extra 2. According to an official government statement, Lithuania will pay €181 million over 5 years to the US government for the purchase. The Americans are providing roughly €26 million in financial support for the project. The reduction from 6 helicopters to 4 explains why the early cost was €300 million, but has since gone down to around €200 million. So yes, the order was placed quite some time ago, and the first shipment of Black Hawks were scheduled for late 2024. This long timeline has allowed for Lithuanian armed forces to fully train personnel to operate and maintain the helicopters, including pilots and ground support specialists. Speaking about the need for these birds, Lithuania's chief of defense at the time stated, "Black Hawks are maneuverable, high-speed and reliable utility tactical helicopters known for best results in numerous military operations. They will provide the possibility for the Lithuanian armed forces to carry out significantly more effective military training, render air support to the infantry, airlift small units, medical evacuation and other tasks. We will also be able to complete domestic support tasks such as search and rescue, emergency transportation of organs, firefighting more effectively." The government says that Air Force helicopters are on 24/7 standby for all of these types of tasks. The Black Hawks are meant to fully substitute for the Soviet-made Mi-8T. In 2020, Lithuania's Minister of National Defense said, "By dropping the last Soviet relic and progressing to a Western helicopter platform, we are beginning a completely new phase for the Lithuanian Air Force and moving in step with US and other most advanced NATO allies' militaries." And which allies use this type of helicopter? Well, the United States, obviously, but also Denmark, Latvia, Poland and Sweden, among many, many others. On January 9, 2024, a newly built helicopter hangar was unveiled at the Lithuanian Air Force Base at Šiauliai. It will be used to park the new helicopters as well as carry out maintenance and technical service. It was also reported that 2 pilots and 10 maintenance experts were trained in 2023. In April 2023, Lithuanian Air Force Captain Matas Leckas and Captain Valjas Urbonas became the first Lithuanian pilots to graduate from the UH-60M Aviator Qualification course at the U.S. Army Aviation Center of Excellence at Fort Novosel, Alabama. Over the past few years, it also looks like the Pennsylvania National Guard has been helping Lithuania's Air Force to prepare for its new choppers. In spring of 2022, a Pennsylvania Army National Guard aviation enterprise team made up of UH-60M experts visited Lithuania to tour the aviation maintenance facilities and offer suggestions on how to prepare for the incoming helicopters. They were also involved in developing training strategies. Lithuania's Air Force has since trained more pilots and technicians. The website airforcetechnology.com notes that a total of 10 pilots and 18 technicians were trained on the Black Hawk throughout 2023 and 2024. The first few Black Hawks have been in Huntsville, Alabama, getting upgraded and modified to Lithuanian military specifications. Up until recently, delivery of the first 2 choppers was expected in the summer of 2025. However, airforcetechnology.com reported in May that first delivery had been pushed back yet again, this time to the end of 2025. The last 2 units are expected sometime in 2026. What do you think about Lithuania's move to acquire and operate the UH-60M? Is there something else you think would have been better? Let us know by leaving a comment.